Can you see me?
Yeah,
Can you
a
see
little
me?
bit, a little, that's right. That's good. Yeah. Yep, go ahead. Two more. Point your toe in. There we go. Switch sides. That's good. There we go. Good.
Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. How are you guys doing this evening?
Welcome to Soul.
I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do your journaling. I hope you continue to do your grounding.
I hope you're
You
doing
know,
well. I hope you
this
continue
evening is such an interesting topic
to do your grounding.
because
Now,
we all are growing, we all are evolving, and it's how we are evolving. Many times when we look in front of the mirror, we're not so happy with ourselves. There's so many things we say to ourselves. We do not appreciate ourselves. But this evening, we have an 80-year-old on Soul Light and Body who is here to encourage us how we can look at ourselves through a different lens and appreciate ourselves once we apply certain things to our lifestyle. We can live a healthy lifestyle and able to do all the things you just saw the video that Suzanne is doing. Suzanne, we really compliment you this evening
Mm-hmm.
for an 80-year-old. Look how you're handling those weights,
80 years young.
you know, and it clearly shows us that it's our mindset. Age is just a number, but it's just our lifestyle and the things that we tell ourselves every day that is going to make you feel the way how you're feeling. And we all need to look at ourselves from this moment onwards with a different eye, because when we start to look at ourselves in depth and see the things in that we are capable of doing, we can able to change the thoughts that we are thinking about ourselves. We got to look at our physical health. We got to do regular exercises. We got to stay hydrated. We also got to look at our mental health. We got to make sure we do continuous learning. It is super important we keep the brain active. What are we putting into our bodies? What is your diet like? What are you applying to your skin? All these things affect your health, and you have to step back and you got to look at yourself. How am I really taking care of this vessel that I am moving around with? How am I really taking care of it? Am I looking in depth to see the things that needs to be changed so I can live a healthy lifestyle? So this evening we have Suzanne, and Suzanne is going to give us some tips and some strategies what we can do to really help ourselves as we grace into a younger life as we get older. We're going to take away the word old, but we're going to grace ourselves into a younger lifestyle as we go on in life. But I'm not going to take up more time because we want Suzanne, excuse me, we want Suzanne to give us these tips. So I'm going to now hand the mic over to Joan. Suzanne, welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. It's a pleasure to have you here this evening. Your
Hi.
mic.
Great open always, Karen.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good
So,
evening, everyone. I want to thank Karen and Joan for inviting me to be part of this. Health has always been health is my prized possession, and it's my journey in life is always to protect it and increase it by doing things that will help my body, not hurt my body. I have 3 pillars of health: good, healthy food, preferably bought locally from a farmer's market where it's grown in your own vicinity. That's much healthier for you because it can be picked fresh and taken to the farmer's market the next day, and you buy it and take it home and hopefully cook it relatively quickly. You can store it in the refrigerator, of course, for a while, but I make sure that I buy enough for the week and no more than enough for the week. And then next Saturday, I go back to the farmer's market. So everything I eat comes from the farmer's market. There's very few things like almond butter that I get at the grocery store, actually Trader Joe's, things like that, walnuts that don't grow in my area. So those things I have to get at the store, but everything that I eat by the seasons, and that's really how we were made to do, is to eat by the seasons, because we were originally farmers and people that lived off the land. Now we've gotten sophisticated and you can get blueberries in the winter in North Carolina because they grow them in Peru, and they bring them here quick. I don't know how long it takes them to get here after they picked it, but we can have blueberries all year long, which wasn't the case when we started out, the pioneers of this country. It didn't have airplanes and bring food from the southern hemispheres that didn't grow in the winter where they lived. So food, exercise. I think you saw my videos. Exercise is really, really important to keep the body moving, and supplementation, because you just can't get it all from your diet. You don't burn enough calories to be able to eat the number of calories you would need, like over 3,500, to be able to get the nutrients you need for the daily basis out of your food. And another problem is food is going, the food quality of the food is going down because the soils are being depleted, they're not replenished, and that's a problem. So people say, I eat well. Well, they may eat well, but the nutrition that they're getting from the foods is not as well as it could be, as it was several years ago. So that's why supplementation is really, really, really important. So anyway, there's been some studies recently that show that people's lifespan is getting longer, but their health span is getting shorter. So the gap between our health span and our lifespan is getting longer. We want to close it up by doing the right things. And that's why the 3 pillars of health, good food, exercise, and supplementation, are so, so important. So, and I had a few notes over here. Oh, and my mission has always been, I struggled with, why was I put on this planet? Why did God want me on this earth? And I finally realized it was to inspire others to take good care of their health. And so once I realized that's why I was supposed to be here, I've been so influenced by the fact that word inspire has come back to me many, many times. So I feel I'm in the right track of what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I've helped many, many people, and I've inspired many people to start taking exercise programs. You can do things at the Y. If you have certain kinds of insurance and you're over 50, you can be a member of Silver Sneakers. And they even have things on the internet that you can look videos that way. So there's ways that you can get exercise. And it has to be a little more than just taking a walk. It has to be weight bearing exercise. I have my own health story with that one. In my early 50s, I was scheduled for my appointment with a gynecologist to get the good old yearly health check from the gynecologist. And she asked me if I'd ever taken a bone density scan. And I said no. So I agreed to do so. And I thought I was in good shape. I had walked probably 1,000,000 miles by that time in my life. Ever since high school, I'd done yoga because I always wanted to have really a flat stomach was my reason, which sanity, I guess, rules sometimes. But but the beginning, the results came back that I had the beginnings of osteopenia. Well, the doctor wanted me to take Fosamax. Now, Fosamax, before this was before they even knew it caused your bones to be more brittle. It prevents the dead bone cells from breaking away from the healthy bones, but it makes the bone more brittle. So I chose not to do so. I asked some of my friends, the gymnastics coach mainly at the University of North Carolina. I live in town here. And he said, get a personal trainer. And so he gave me a recommendation, and I started lifting weights. And I was supposed to go back 3 months later to have a rescan of my bone density to see how well Fosamax had worked. And the doctor was so excited with my results that she called me back even before my return visit to hear the results. She said, I just have to call and tell you that your bone density went up 7%. Well, with Fosamax, they can't even get your bone density up 3% within 3 years. So she was wondering what I did. And I said, I started lifting weights. So I don't think she told any of her other patients that had the beginnings of bone density problems to start lifting weights. I highly doubt it. They probably were told to take Fosamax. So that's where I can help people understand that it just, there's better ways than just doing the medical drug route. Because we weren't made to use that stuff. This is man-created stuff. We want nature to take care of us. So that's one health story. Another one is my mother in her late, almost 90 years old. She had a bowel blockage and had to have an operation. And they nicked her spleen and she lost a lot of blood. And they needed to get her blood count back up. And they said she needed I think it was 600 units of iron a day. And my mom chose to use a natural supplement that we like to use, this Shaklee Corporation. She used their Iron Plus C supplement, and her iron was back up into the low normal within a week. And she was using 1/10 of the amount of iron that the doctor's prescription contained. So we're cooperating with nature does make a huge difference. So that's another story. I have many, many stories if you want to hear story after story. But I've helped so many people just feel better and have more energy and want to live life longer and enjoy themselves. And it's simple things to do, it's not rocket science. It's just cooperating with nature. And so that's really what I've done all this time. I actually, when we moved to North Carolina, I met my husband in graduate school at UCLA. We were postgraduate studies in St. Louis for a couple of years, and my husband got a job at the University of North Carolina teaching nutrition and human metabolism. Now that's another story. When he and I were dating in graduate school, he was always sick. He played host to every bug that went through the dorm that he lived in. And when we got married, I started giving him I use Shaklee vitamins. I started giving him supplements, and he quit getting sick. So it got his attention, and he thought that every supplement company is required to produce their products according to good manufacturing practices, which means every step of the process is quality control. No, that's not true.
True.
And he thought that all studies had to be, all supplements had to be backed by scientific studies, printed in peer-reviewed scientific journal articles. No, that's not true either. So little by little, the skeptic of eating naturally and nutrition and supplementing with a good supplemental program made a huge difference to the point that when he got to the job in the biochemistry department of the University of North Carolina Medical School, he was appalled that the med students were getting very, very, very little nutritional instructions. So he actually got about 10 plus hours of nutrition into 4 years of medical school
Wow.
training. Yeah, 10. You know, the drug companies got a lot more time than did the nutrition field.
Yes.
But after many long, hard battles, the University of North Carolina's medical school has a department of nutrition in the medical school, and that's very rare. Just less than 10% of the med schools in the United States have nutrition
True.
that's taught to medical students, and that's the one thing that they need to be taught mostly.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a new doctor and they want to know what drugs you're taking. They don't ask you what you eat. They want to know what drugs you're taking. And if you tell them, I don't take any drugs, they look at you like you're crazy. Well, I don't take any drugs. And so I actually said to I had changed doctors because the other one had retired. And I just go there for a physical, or if I cut myself and need a stitch or two or something like that, which rarely happens. But anyway, so at the end I said, you never asked me about what I ate. And I said, do you eat fresh fruits and vegetables on a regular basis? She said, I don't eat any fruits. I eat some vegetables. Do you eat them raw? No, I don't. I cook them. I said, then I got on my little pedestal. I said, well, may I suggest that you try something different? So I told her, get some good beets and carrots and squash and some cauliflower, hopefully from the farmer's market, and grate that all up and toss it together and put it on a pile of greens that you've gotten from the farmer's market and mix it with a little oil and vinegar dressing. It's really, really good. And she said, that sounds like something I might try, but I highly doubt that she did. And I highly doubt that she ever asked another patient what they eat. So we're in charge of our own health. It's the bottom line. We just have to take care of our own health. Nobody in the medical field is going to do that for us. We have to take charge. So if you have any questions, Joan or Karen, please ask me. I'm here.
Well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying yes, and you're such a great inspiration. Thanks to Paul who have made this possible for us, got us connected with you. And that is what the power, I think our topic that we spoken on Sunday about the power of connectivity. And
Yeah.
what a power of connection, because Paul got us connected, and here we are having a great conversation with you and enlightening us. What does it take for us to be healthy and to be well and live our best self? Because you're 80 and look how amazing you are. You're in the gym and you're doing all these exercises and strengthening your body and keeping well so that you can stay fit.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I have the health of a 40-year-old, or maybe even younger. There's nothing wrong with me. I just completed my my yearly physical, and everything's in the green. I don't have any of the diseases that Americans suffer from: heart disease, cancer, diabetes. All of those diseases are diet related. All of them. So people eat the wrong foods, and they end up with fat in their bloodstreams, too much sugar, all these things that add up to the diseases that 90% of the Americans have today, that are causing all of the health issues and the suffering that are unnecessary. If we could just close down McDonald's and Wendy's and and all those junk food restaurants, we'd be way ahead of the game, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You look amazing.
Well, that's Shakti products too. Helps you look
Mhm.
good. Excuse me. It's really dry here today.
Right.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you spoke about the three pillars. Expand deeply on each one of them for us. I know you talk about the food and exercises and the supplement. Can you go deeper a little more into the supplements?
Yes, I'd love to. I chose Shakti Supplements as my brand partner for my business because my husband and I are both science nerds. We like science. And the fact that Shakti's products are backed by science is was so important to us. They have uh, over 142 peer-reviewed scientific journal articles published on their products done in major universities, independent studies done in major universities. And this to get a peer-reviewed scientific article published, that's no easy feat. My husband has over 100 himself, and I've seen what it takes to get a peer-reviewed scientific journal article published. First of all, you have to do the study. Then you have to write it up. And you have to do all the statistics on your results. And then you put it in the format that's required by the journal of choice that you want it published in. And you send it off to them. And then what they do, they send it to 5 or 6 experts in the field that the subject of the topic is written on. And they have to okay it before it's allowed to be published in the journal. And it never happens the first time. They always come back, well, you need to do one more experiment. You need to do some more calculations. It's not easy to get a peer-reviewed scientific journal article published. So Shakti has over 142. You ask another nutritional company out there, they don't have any. And they don't do clinical studies because they're expensive. And they put more money into the label. More money is spent on advertising and marketing on the label than is the science in the products that inside the bottle. That's a fact. So Shakti also, as I mentioned, produces their products according to good manufacturing practices. So you can be assured, that means every step of the quality is quality controlled. So you can be assured that what's on the label is in every tablet or capsule in the bottle. And that's not required. So you cannot expect and be certain that something you pick off the shelf at the drugstore or Whole Foods or any of these places that have natural vitamins, 9 times out of 10, they're not, even probably 99% of the time, they are not produced according to good manufacturing practices. So you cannot be assured that what's on the label is in every tablet in the bottle. But you can with Shakti, and Shakti's products give results. So that's why I chose Shakti as my brand partner, because I can be very confident that what I'm giving them is a good supplement that has science back behind it. It provides the nutrition that you think you're getting by what's on the label, and they give results. That's the bottom line. People get good results. And Shakti is actually a whole health company because what you put on your skin goes in. What you clean your clothes and your house with produce toxins and fillers that get in your clothes, and you're wearing those against your skin. A lot of people who have psoriasis and problems like that, when they change their cleaning um, products to Shakti's laundry care, that makes a huge difference. The rashes go away and they quit itching, so it makes a big difference for that. And also, the cleaners work really, really well. If I knew how to, I would put a picture on this screen, but I can tell you, I found my wedding dress in California several years ago, and it was all stained with age, kind of those mahogany dark brown stains and all over. So I brought it home and I took it to the cleaners, and he said he couldn't do anything for it. So I said, well, yeah, he said I could put it in cold water and soak it. Well, when he told me that I could put it in cold water, I knew what I could do. So I came home and I had a big tub out in the garage. I brought that in, cleaned it out, and I filled it with cold water, Shaklee's laundry liquid, and Shaklee's Nature Bright, which is a fabric brightener. In a couple of days, the water looked like mud. It was so dark brown. And when I pulled my dress out of it, it was a lot whiter, but it still had some stains in it. So I dumped out that water and did it again, and my dress came out as white as the day I wore it. So I took it back to the cleaners for him to press and put in a box to preserve it. And he couldn't believe. He asked what I had done. I said, "You told me I could put it in water. I knew what I could do." So the products work, so you don't have to give up uh, good products that clean clothes and clean your house for safety. They do both. They're safe, they're non-toxic, and they work. They really work, and they have wonderful skincare because again, what you put on your skin goes in. And Shakti's come out with a new product. They were actually featured on the Today Show about middle of middle of November. It's the ageless wands. They look like this. If you can see that in my camera, and you put it on your face. Go up like this on your face, and it dispenses a serum that you rub into your skin with a little ball that's on the end of that. You rub it into your skin, and with time, it firms your skin. It's a collagen supplement that has several different peptides of collagen that do different things, and you apply it to your skin and let it go in, and then put a moisturizer on top. Well, first of all, you cleanse and tone your face, and then use that
Right,
moisturizer.
right.
But this stuff really works. I have a regular checkup with a dermatologist every 6 months because I grew up at the beaches of Southern California before there was such a thing as sunblock. So I have sun damage on my legs in particular, and he keeps a watch on them every 6 months. So the last time I went for my 6 month checkup for my legs, he looked at me and he says, "Your face looks really good. Are you doing something different?" And I said, "Yes, I've been using this Shakti. They call it the ageless wand." I said, "I call it the magic wand." He said, "All those wrinkles that you had, they're almost gone, and they
Yeah.
really are." So that was a good testimony to the fact that these things work if the dermatologist, who's the skin doctor, notices a difference. So we have really nice skincare that actually works. We have specialty skincare that helps, keep you looking. I definitely don't look my age, and I've used the skincare for years. It's really been good, and it's been improved as years go by. So we kept up to date with modern skin science. Exactly, like I said, it's a scientific-based company, so they put science in their skincare as well as their personal care, and in the nutritional products. And I'm sure that they definitely put science in their cleaning products to make sure they're safe to use and that they work. Another thing about the cleaning products is they're biodegradable. And in Chapel Hill, in the summertime, we're in a drought, and we have to can't water our gardens outside. So we
Mhm.
wash our dishes with Basic H. We have big bucket out at the back porch door, pour the Basic H dishwash water in that, and then water our gardens with that water. And they actually grow better than they do when we just water it with plain water. So
Mhm.
the Basic H breaks down into hormone-like substances that encourages growth and making the plants healthy and green. So we're doing nature. We're always putting things back into nature. Cooperating with nature, making sure that we're not harming nature, and we're part of nature, so we're included in that cycle
Right.
as well. And Shakti, Shakti is just Dr. Shakti. There's really a Dr. Shakti. He's passed away now, but he was born in the late 1800s, and he actually was born with tuberculosis, which was the kiss of death in that time, and his parents healed him with herbs and things. I don't know how they know what to use, but they they healed him, and that got him impressed with how if you cooperate with nature, your health improves. So he's used that all these years. He created the first multivitamin in the United States. In 1915, he created the first protein supplement, which now the shelves are lined with protein supplements of one kind or another in the health food stores and the grocery stores. That was his concept, his original idea. So the company has a long-standing history of innovative products that actually provide good health and support nature and the body to function at its utmost. So we like to, for people who are interested in starting with a nutrition program, there's several options you can do. What we call good is a multivitamin that Shakti's is called Vital E, and then pair it with a protein powder. So you use that, and the Vital E looks like this. It's a bottle, nothing fancy, but it's got what's on the label is in every tablet, you can be assured. And people who take this really find it results. And since gummies have become into the new thing, everybody wants a gummy, so we have it for people who have hard time swallowing and they like the gummy concept. Now you have to be aware that gummies do not hold the amount of nutrition as a tablet does, so they're limited to how much nutrition can be put in a gummy. So that's one thing that people don't know. And including Shakti's, the gummy vitamins are only the vitamins. They can't put the minerals in it because minerals just taste too bad. So people wouldn't eat it. So to get a good vitamin, you have to learn how to swallow a tablet, and then you can get the multivitamin, which has the vitamins and the minerals that are needed in the right proportions and balanced. So that, and then Shakti has the next step, which we call better, is Vitalizer. Vitalizer is a strip that you take one strip a day. I can get it out of the box. So this is actually 6 strips. So one strip like that is a strip for the day. The red ones are the omega-3 fatty acids, the carotenoids, and the vitamin E family. The yellowish ones are the multivitamin, 2 of those, and then there's a more yellow-colored one. That's the sustained release B complex and vitamin C. You say, hey, I thought B vitamins had to be released in the stomach because of the intrinsic factor. Well, Shakti did some studies and found that actually there is an absorption pathway for the B vitamins in the small intestine that's actually more effective. So they chose to use the B vitamin plus vitamin C as the sustained release. And people got good. And it also has a pearl that has friendly bacteria in it that helps with digestion and your immune system. And then they have personalized nutrition where you can take a health assessment. If anybody's interested in doing that, you can contact me and we can make that work. But a health assessment, and then they give you a program of supplements specific to how you answer the lifestyle and health and food lifestyle questionnaire in the health assessment to give you a specific nutritional program. And then couple that with a protein. Protein comes like this in a little bag that I have a soy-based protein, and I have a pea and pumpkin seed plant-based alternative for people who are afraid of soy, which is another story. There's no reason to be afraid of soy. It's actually very, 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 very beneficial and protective for women's health, particularly breast health, because it has phytonutrients that act like phytoestrogens that prevent estrogen binding to the breast tissue and causing issues as we age. And another thing that's fun is this is one bottle Basic H. Now Basic H was Shakti had a green cleaner before the word green meant anything but a color.
Mhm.
Basic H was used by NASA on all the space shuttle trips because it was very, very concentrated. This bottle would be 1,400 bottles of Windex if you diluted it just to use it as a
Wow.
mouthwash. So it's very effective. You you pair it with a set of bottles that have instructions on each one. One bottle, they're pint-sized spray bottles. One bottle, put 2 drops, and that's Basic H for window wash. Put a
Wow.
quarter of a teaspoon in, and if you put more Basic H than 2 drops, it doesn't work as well. So it's a little goes a long way. You put a quarter of a teaspoon in a spray bottle, and it's a basic all-purpose cleaner.
Wow.
If you put a teaspoon of Basic H in a spray bottle pint, that's a degreaser. And so this bottle of Basic H is a window wash, it's a general all-purpose cleaner, it's a degreaser, and this pint of Basic H will probably last you a year. So it's fractions of a penny to use it, and it
Yeah.
works really, really well. So uh,
Wow. Karen?
Wow.
Thank
That's
you, Susan. Mhm.
it's truly excuse me, it's truly amazing how science have changed over the years, and it's to help us to understand more what we can do for ourselves to protect our health.
yeah,
And
we need to be in charge of our own health.
Right.
we have to advocate for our own health,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because as you rightfully said, when you go into a doctor's office, they don't ask you nothing about your nutrition.
mm-mm.
All
They
that
don't.
they're interested in what pill you're taking.
Mm-hmm.
No, they just want to know what drugs you're on. They think everybody's on drugs.
There is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no
Mm-hmm.
question about nutrition at all.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And that
never.
exactly, and that's supposed to be the top of the quest. The first question you're supposed to ask you is,
Yeah,
what are you eating?
Right.
Because when you say what you're eating, you're able to gauge now exactly what's going on with that individual. But that is not the top question that's normally
Mm-hmm.
asked, you know. And I think that as you rightfully said, we have to advocate for ourselves. We got to watch the things that we're eating, that's nutrition, the things that we're eating, and the things that we're also using in our homes, because that have a lot of effect on our lives. So it
it
is
does.
super
Well,
important that we
there,
pay attention, read our labels. Reading our labels is super important. And I like when you touched on shopping things at a farmer's market,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times when you go into the supermarket, things mark organic, but it's not truly organic. You know,
no, and
we are being
organic
fooled.
doesn't. Yeah, organic doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. Organic means it's been raised with organic fertilizers and non-toxic
Mm-hmm.
pesticides. So that the
Exactly.
farmer can't control what's in the water that he waters his fields with,
Right. Right.
and he can't control what's in the air that surrounds his plants.
Hmm.
And a lot of times those are contaminated with things. That's another thing Shakti does. They test for over 350 contaminants, common contaminants found in those, in the raw ingredients before they even accept a batch to use to make the supplements. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I really like when you touched on nature,
Yeah,
because
that's Shakti's. That's their theme. Cooperate with nature.
Mm.
nature is a big part of our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a huge part of our lives. And we fail to realize that, that we need to pay attention to nature.
Yes. And during the COVID pandemic, Shakti's nutritional um, immune support products really helped. There are very, very few Shakti users that got COVID. If they did, they were very elderly and frail. But Shaklee has a really great system of nutrients to keep your immune system healthy. And if you use them on a daily basis and triple up on them during that first day when you feel like something's getting you down, your immune system is losing the battle, you would give it some more ammunition, so to speak. And if you can go to bed at a reasonable time that evening, the next morning you get up, it's gone. You just don't get it. There's nothing out there on the market that can do that for you,
Yes.
keeping you healthy. They have so many products that just, I mean, we're never sick. If we feel like we're getting a little twinge of something, that's what we do. They have something called neutroferon, which is an immune activity booster. So it revs up the immune system when the body's under attack. It takes care of the problem and then smooths it out and puts it back, calms it back down, so you're not getting an overactive immune system. It calms it down, and then the battle is won.
Yeah.
You don't get sick. And they
Wow.
pair that with something called triple defense boost, which has echinacea, elderberry, and some other things. Some
Elderberry. Yeah.
vitamin C in it, and it's just the magic bullet. It just really works.
Wow. That's truly, truly, truly amazing. It's truly amazing. How mindset plays in this whole thing as well.
Pardon?
Mindset.
Oh, yeah. Yes, for sure. Negative mindset doesn't work too well on your health. Yeah, positive mindset is very, very important, what you folks do. Yes, that's a part of the puzzle. Keep you healthy.
Yeah.
People that are always having bad thoughts, putting themselves down, living in a kind of depressed situation, they're not healthy.
Right.
And they don't make good choices.
Right.
So, they'll eat just because something that's going to satisfy their longings or something that they can't
Cravens.
crave. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's another one that's very, very important. Yes, thanks for
The
bringing that.
cravings.
Yeah, cravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Does
Wow.
anybody in the audience have a question?
I think Tom was writing something there.
I
Tom,
can't.
anybody have a question in the audience?
I can't. My screen doesn't show me anything if they do, so you'd have to ask the question so I
It's
can.
just comments. People are making comments. Love the Basic Age product.
Oh
People
wow.
making comments.
Yeah, I have another story about the basic age. my 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 son's girlfriend, who's now my daughter-in-law, many years ago, she had a Great Dane and a Jack Russell, and the bellies of the dogs were raw with rashes, and the vet could only give her cortisone to help it calm down. So my son suggested that she change what she was washing her floors with in her apartment to Basic Age. So she decided she would do that, and after washing the floors with Basic Age, the rashes went away from the dogs because they would lay on the floors and their bellies would touch the floor, and that was the toxins from the previous cleaners were causing all this irritations. And
Wow.
when she started using the Basic Age to wash her floors in the kitchen, the dogs laid on there and the rashes went away. So yeah, it just makes sense to cooperate with nature, and all sorts of good things happen. You don't need cortisone. That's just covering up the symptom. It's not getting to the
The
cause.
root cause, right?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
that's what all of these drugs do. Is they just get to the system. This the what you're feeling. And they're not taking care of the cause, just the symptoms. And you'll never get healthy because you still have the cause. And that's where following nature and cooperating with nature and throwing in a few Shaklee supplements really make a difference.
Wow.
My parents died in their middle to late 90s and taking no drugs.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's possible to do that.
Yes.
To do that. But I noticed you also spoke about the detergent, about the clothing we wear, and when we watched. Explain a little bit about that, please. Talk to
Yeah.
us a little more about
Well,
that.
a lot of the detergents out on the market have fillers in them to do this, that, and the other thing to make the clothes whiter. They put some kind of fillers that stay in the clothes and make them whiter or brighter. And a lot of these things are irritants to the skin because they stay in the clothing, and then you wear the clothing against your skin while you're wearing them, and it's a constant irritation. So Shaklee's laundry is just what it does is it makes water wetter. It's a good surfactant, so penetrate that make helps water penetrate to the fabrics that are being washed, and it lifts it'll lift dry blood out lickety split. Blood blood has no chance up against the Shaklee cleaning product. Uh, yeah. And lots of stains that you can't. Like my son was when he was a baby, I had to use fabric diapers because his skin was allergic to the paper versions, and I soaked his diapers in the Nature Bright, which is the fabric brightener, and then washed his diapers with the little bit of Nature Bright in the laundry water and the liquid laundry, and they were always white. They weren't all stained with um, the orange stains that come from the feces and all that. That didn't happen in his diapers. So these things just work. Cooperating with nature and these supplements and these skincare products, and now the ageless wand, which I'm calling the magic wand, because it's really made a huge difference in my appearance. And I was so excited when the kind or the
Wow.
dermatologist
Dermatologist. Yeah.
commented
Yeah.
on
Wow.
his own that I thought, man, these things are really working, which is exciting.
It
I don't
is.
want to. I don't want to look my age if I don't act my age, and my body is strong. I'm not living in an 80-year-old
We need to
health.
we need to we need to put back that video that some of the late joiners could see you
Yes.
at your best.
That's right. That's good. Yeah.
This is what
Yep.
living
Go
is
ahead.
about. Staying active.
2 more. Point your toe in. There we go. Switch sides. That's good. There we go. Good.
I had
Wow, Suzanne.
Wow.
I had I
Wow.
had 13 stitches. It cut me down to the fascia of my muscle. I could see that, and my bone didn't break. And
Wow.
I wouldn't recommend that as a bone density to try, but test rather. But I mean, I accidentally did it, so it really proves that exercise does, and weight
Mhm.
bearing exercise does a whole lot for the body. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
to help the body.
I,
Wow,
I really
that's
think
truly
it's
amazing.
absolutely important. Yeah, there's three things that are absolutely important. weight-bearing exercise, good healthy food choices, and supplementation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How often do you work out? For the late joiners, tell us how often do you work out?
I work out 4 days a week with a trainer lifting weights, and then the other days I walk.
Mm.
So the days off from the trainer, the 3 days that I don't go work with a trainer, I take a walk. So,
Mhm.
Wow.
yeah, it's really it's just a very invigorating part of my life. I never dreamed that I would be lifting weights when I was younger, and that was the farthest thing from my mind. Yeah, so no, no, not not nothing that was in my visible future or my mind that I would ever be having a great time lifting weights and having fun making weight, increasing weight gains that I could do with lifting with the weights and things like that. It just became my relief from the day, from the stresses of the day, was to be able to work with a trainer and progress with my strength. So, it's always too funny when the grocery store guy that puts the would push the purchases in the bags, and you know and so they'll say, well, do you want me to put it in more than one bag? I said, no, I can handle it, that's fine.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
I show them my guns. Yeah. Another quick thing that came across my mind is about the multivitamin. You need to learn how to be a vitamin label reader,
Yes.
because
Mhm.
they'll put things in a multivitamin, that is like putting a drop of water in the ocean. Does no good, but it makes the label look good. One of those choline and inositol are two that come to mind. You can't put enough choline and inositol in a multivitamin to do diddly squat. So you need a capsule of choline and inositol, just that, to make it even get close to what you might need. And they'll also put the cheap B vitamins in very large amounts, like thiamine, riboflavin, niacin. Those are inexpensive B vitamins. And you'll see them in thousands% of the RDA. Now, there has been some rulings that they have to put at least 100% of the RDA of biotin and folic acid, because they've been involved with, um, associated with birth defects. So now the companies put in at least 100% of those too. But they have all these others that are inexpensive and thousands% of the RDA. And so then you create what is called a vitamin, a deficiency, because a relative deficiency, because the B vitamins that are there in excess are excreted. They're water soluble and excreted. And along with them goes those that are not in excess, that they're in the proper amount to prevent birth defects. So you create relative deficiencies of your B vitamins, because the, the manufacturer decided it looked really good on the label to put thousands of percent of the B vitamins that were cheap. That's all it was label dressing. So there's so many things that you have to be aware of to
Right, right.
protect yourself. And that's where Shakti comes in. They've done that for us, and all these supplements are balanced and they work. And people notice the difference.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you for saying that. Susan, describe for us a typical day for you.
Okay, a typical day. Well, I get up and I take some of the herbal products that Shakti has, like the Nutrifuron and the Triple Defense Boost. They have a DTX, which is a liver detoxifier. I take those first, because it's best to take supplements that are herbal supplements away from food for at least an hour. So I do those first, and then I get myself ready, looking decent for my day. And then I'll have breakfast, and I'll take a strip of the vitalizer, like I showed you, one of these strips. Plus, I add some other things, like I take more omega-3 fatty acids. I take more calcium. Calcium can't be put that's another thing, in a multivitamin. It's a very bulky mineral.
Mhm.
So to get enough calcium in your daily diet, you need a calcium supplement. And you don't want to take more than 500 milligrams of calcium at once because it's not as effectively absorbed as if you take 500 or less at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I always start my day with my protein shake. I can
Okay.
I, I can tell a difference if I haven't had my protein shake for breakfast. Um, and then
What does
I
that consist of? Your protein shake.
Oh, well, I like mine in water. I
Mm-hmm.
don't go for all these milk, soy, almond, who knows what, oat. I don't know. There's a million and one, and I don't want to drink cow's milk, so I prefer it in water. So I mix it, and I love blueberries, so I get frozen blueberries. So I put about a third of a cup of frozen blueberries, um, 2 scoops the serving size of the protein, and I mix it in water. And I use one of those NutriBullets, so it's really quick and easy to make. It
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
takes no time to make it, so you have no excuse for not using a protein
Right.
shake in the morning to start your day because you can do it in 5 minutes and drink it down. Of course, it's better to take it more slowly if you can. Um, I take extra vitamin C and um, some acuity, and um, they have something called MindWorks that really helps me remember why I walked into that room. You know that feeling when you walk
Right.
into why did I go
Right.
in here?
Right.
So it takes care of that sort of thing. And then I take GLA, gamma linolenic acid. I take twice as much EPA as GLA. That's a good ratio. I'm trying to think. I take quite a bit of alfalfa. I've done that for the majority of my life because I didn't want to get arthritis, and I don't have arthritis. I have flexible fingers and joints and no aches and pains in my joints. So,
Someone
yeah.
is asking a question. Is
Oh,
it safe to take the vitamins while pregnant? Thought
oh
I'll
gosh,
ask.
yes, yes. Their multivitamin is labeled prenatal, and it actually has a prenatal program for the first trimester, the second, and the third, and then after birth. Oh yes, most important is you have to, you, and unfortunately, the prenatal vitamins that the doctors recommend are not very complete. So for the health of your baby, there's my sister's a prime example. Um, my mom gave her, well, she had 3 kids. The third one, my mom said, if you take the Shakti vitamins, I'll give them to you, and you'll give this baby something that nobody can take away from them, and that's good health, a healthy body. So my sister cooperated that time, and that kid ended up on the U.S. ski team, and
Wow.
he was very strong, very healthy. He was skiing moguls down the mountain. They called him the old man on the mountain because he, in his late 30s, he was still healthy enough and doing that very rugged sport. Well, his 2 older siblings are all to this day. You know, they're in their 50s. Are still they easily get sick with colds and this, that, and the other thing. So nutrition, healthy, good support nutrition is very, very important.
Yeah.
I would love to speak to the person and help them with that. So that's
How far do you normally walk, Suzanne? That's a question for you.
about 4 miles in an hour. So I have about a 15-minute mile. That's relatively fast, but not. I'm not running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good distance, Suzanne.
Yeah. Me and my dog go on a walk.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a little Maltipoo, little Miss Ginger. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. How can the audience get in contact with you, Suzanne? We have all your information in the comments, but just tell them how they could get in contact with you.
Well, I really like speaking with people. Just I like to get to know people, and I love helping people feel better. So my cell phone number is 919-524-4815. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So if you're in California, don't call me at 6 o'clock your time in the evening. and my email is Suzanne, Suzanne, at Chaney, Chaney, health, health.com. Those are the two best ways to get to me. And I do have a website called Susie's, Suzies, healthsolutions.com. And you can,
Beautiful. You'll find all of this information in the comments below.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm on Facebook a little bit.
And LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn, more on LinkedIn than Facebook.
Right.
But, and another exciting thing that Shakti is going to be introducing on Monday is a 5-day reset, health reset. So this is to help people, people are going on cleanses, which is kind of a starvation for a week situation, healthy cleanse, they call it, where you get kind of hangry during the process of just eating fruits and vegetables because there's no protein in the diet, in the programs. So this one is a high protein program. Every day of the week has a set menu that's already pre-packaged, so you just add water and you use it. So it's perfect for the American lifestyle, quick and easy and go. And so, and the people, I have not had the opportunity to try it, but people really like the taste of the products that's involved. They like the convenience. They lose an average of 6 to 7, 8 pounds that 5 days, and
Wow.
they have so much more energy. So so I'm excited to get to try that myself and help people do the reset along with me, and particularly after eating the holiday goodies that we all tend to
Right.
the most unhealthy goodies that you can possibly think of is what they have at all the holiday parties. So I was at my leads group this morning and they had these things wrapped in some kind of a clear plastic wrap, and I thought, what is that? And the lady said, oh, that's a chocolate filled croissant. I thought, oh my God. It looked like a doorstop to me, but better useful.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what they bring to an early morning meeting: cake and these chocolate stuffed croissant things that I don't know. I mean, they weren't homemade for sure, and they didn't even look like they came from probably came from the 7-Eleven store, one of those quickie things. I don't know, but the people eat that. That's what they eat. That's not food. Beg your pardon, that's not food.
Yeah.
And that's what people live on. And it just does not support good health. That's why a recent study shows that people's lifespan is increasing, but their health is decreasing. So the
Right.
gap between their health span and their lifespan is getting wider instead of closing it down, which I like to help people close the gap. And
Close the gap.
And I'm living proof that you can do it. And I love helping people follow suit, join the party.
Yeah.
And we don't have junky foods when we serve our parties neither. You might get a protein shake or a meal bar.
Wow, truly amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us, Suzanne. You really touched on everything that the audience, they love. I can see they love it because they're asking you the questions.
Well, I do hope some of them call just for me to clarify anything I said, that they have more questions. If they want to know how to use the Shakti products, of course, I'm willing to share that with them. But it's just to help people. It's not to, I'm not out to sell you a product. I mean, of course, I will if you want to have better health and a healthier lifestyle. But
Yes.
if you call me or email me, that's not the purpose of contacting. I love to help people feel better and answer their questions. And And if I don't know the answer, my husband does. He says I've sat in medical school classes for 40 years, and he's definitely he's like a walking encyclopedia of all that stuff. And he also knows that, he knows people take a drug. Well, what can I use and what can I not use if I have to take this drug, particularly cancer drugs? He's well known in the field of cancer research, but particularly the platinum adduct drugs that are used for prostate cancer and some female cancers. But yeah, so we're just a good source of information that's not biased and tells you like it is. It's
Yes.
not pushing a drug, which if you want health information, that's usually what the doctors think of is some drug this or that. No, it's just giving you good information. If you want to use the Shakti products, I'd love to help you find the ones that are appropriate for your needs. And it's the kind of health insurance that you don't have to get sick to enjoy. That other stuff you have to get sick and end up in the hospital before you can cash in on the health insurance, and then it's iffy even at that point. So so anyway, anybody that's got my phone number or my email, please touch base. I'd love to just have a chat with you. So.
Sounds good.
All right.
John?
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, Suzanne, it has been a true delight.
Thank you.
It
was nice to meet you too.
Delight to sit with us, share space with us, and enlighten us how we can continue to strive or thrive for wellness.
There's no reason to be sick. There's just not. There's a few simple things we can do. And first things to start is to get rid of the junky foods in your diet and start eating healthy. I mean, that makes a huge difference in and of itself. And then exercise. You can't go out and start lifting weights if you've never lifted weights before. I mean, I didn't start lifting weights when I started working out with a trainer. And I'd lift a 3-pound weight and do something, and then I'd have to go to get the chiropractor to put me back together until I could manage a little heavier weights. But inch by inch, I got much stronger, and I'm way stronger than I was when I was 50. I have a much better strength than all my my legs, my arms, my torso. There's muscles to help me do lift things, walk, pick up things. So it just I keep saying the same thing, but it's just so important to take good care of your health so that you have a healthy temple to live in. You were only given one body to live in, and I call it your temple because it's very precious, and treat it as if it is precious, and that you want to protect it so that you can keep your health. If you want to know the value of health, you ask somebody who doesn't have it.
Oh, I like how you put that.
Yes.
I like how you put that.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll leave with, if it's made in a plant, don't eat it. If it's grown on a plant, eat it.
Like that one.
You're dropping a lot of gems here. Yeah,
true. So true. So true. Suzanne, as John said, it's a delight. You really enriched the space this evening with your wisdom, and you're helping us to understand that, from today we can start to live a healthy lifestyle. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Just eliminate those things that are destroying your health and add some things that will build your health.
Right.
Exactly. And as you said, this is a temple. Let's take the best care of our temple.
And close the gap.
Yeah, close the gap.
It is a true honor to have you here this evening and to share your life experiences with us and helping us to know that we can change our lifestyle.
You really can. You can make positive changes, and it's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late. It's never too late. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And to the audience, thank you so much for your comments and your questions. Reach out to Suzanne on LinkedIn. All of her comments, all of her handles is in the comments below, and you can reach out and have a talk with her. And she's been able to take you on a further journey to understanding exactly how you can live a healthy lifestyle. So
The road to
thanks.
wellness.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I just love talking with people and helping them, inspire them to take good care of their
Yeah,
health.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
Thank
right.
you, Susan.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you so
You're
much. It's
welcome.
a true honor.
Thank you.
True honor.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity too.
Oh,
You're
Appreciate
most
that.
thank you. It's a
welcome, Suzanne.
pleasure.
Any day. I think we're gonna gotta have. You're gonna bring me
Yeah,
back.
you're gonna do part two with you. Yeah, we go a
We'll
little
have to
Oh,
deeper.
finish so fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah,
have
thank
to do
you.
it again.
we
Okay.
Yes,
will.
we will do it
We
again.
will. We will.
All right.
And
Thank
Goodbye.
don't forget
you.
to subscribe to Soul Light and Body that you will never miss none of this inspiring and informative episodes. Take care of yourself and don't forget, reach out to Suzanne. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
She'll
Bye-bye.
help you to close the gap.
Yeah. It's my favorite
Good
thing.
night.
Good
Yeah.
night.